Right, wonderful listeners, welcome again to your darling station, Living Radio 90.9. And I'm sure you're expecting your favorite program, Issues of the Moment, today. Actually, it's really going to be Issues of the Moment today with the anchor man today. That's Orator Chinedum Godson Adiele. And then I am going to present something very special to you today. And I also want us to, as you watch it, I want us also to examine ourselves and know if we are really doing what God has called us to do here on earth. I don't know what your New Year resolution is concerning those around you. Why are we going the way we are going? Why are things the way they are? It is not all about apportioning blames on the government, but you as an individual, what has been your contribution? I'll be back just digest this music in 2 seconds. I'll be back. All right, I've also composed my own letter. I don't know how to get it to either the governor or to Mr. President, but that is not the issue today. In today's issues of the moment, my analysts are not in the house, but they'll be fully here on Friday. What am I talking about today and what am I looking at? Before I go on, today I'll be presenting to you, for those of you who are going to watch us on YouTube and so on, I'm going to present to you a man, a Nigerian that has singled himself out as a humanitarian person. I am talking about Dr. Richard Okoye. Dr. Richard Okoye is a man who has singled himself out as a different person. And Dr. Richard Okoye is a man who won the Sun Public Service Icon Award of 2022. And this is a man who has a human feeling, a human heart. I'm not sure he's employed by the government. I'm not sure he's a governor or a president. But he's doing a lot to help a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians who are displaced, a lot of Nigerians who are handicapped, a lot of Nigerians who are hungry. On his personal effort, and that's what we're looking about. But before we go ahead, I want to ask us just one little question. If you're asked who is a leader, what will you say? And from all indications, I will want to say that a leader is someone who inspires passion and the motivation in his followers. You should understand what that means, and that also to say that the leader is someone with a vision and a man who knows the road. It is only a man that knows the way that leads the way. If you don't, then you become a questionnaire. And it's true that a questionnaire seldom makes mistakes, but most often you can be misled. And that is just about the lexical and worldly leadership. Who is a godly leader? If you want to talk about a godly leader, I will say that leadership, as it concerns God, is stewarding one's God-given gifts, abilities, and opportunities, and using them to influence and help others. That which is deposited in you, that which God has given to you, it is expected that you should also in turn use it to bless others. And that is why when I look at what they call ministry today at churches who are busy buying private jets and so on, while some of their members are dying in hunger, some cannot even afford a room apartment. I then ask myself, what kind of God are we worshiping? Because I follow the Bible, I know a little about the Bible. In the Bible book of 1 John 4:20, he said, how can you claim that you love God whom you do not see when you cannot do good things to these people around you? The only time we give out money is in launchings where your name will be publicized and so on. I am going to present to you Dr. Richard Okoye. We remember the biblical story of a woman, and in a time of famine like this, there was hunger everywhere in the city. 2 women, they agreed to kill their children one after the other. The first one said, okay. The first one killed her child, and they feasted on it. They ate. When it was the second time for the other woman to kill hers, she refused, and they become a problem. It's like it is getting to that point here. The video I'm going to play, a clip I'm going to play for you, is a tanker that ran into a 18-seater bus, and almost all the people there died. And now, instead of people around to see how they can rescue those of them who were still breathing, they never cared, they never minded, they never worried. Instead, all they were looking for is to look for jerry cans to fetch fuel. While people were there, groaning, dying in pains and so on, and nobody thought about how to, revive those people or take them to the nearest hospitals. Why? Hunger. Why am I saying this thing? This is not a point where you now apportion blame on Mr. President or Mr. Governor or whosoever that is representing you in your constituency. Have we lost it? Where are our manners? Where is the thing that really makes us human beings? That is exactly what we're talking about. And you watch a lot of people, keep watching them dying and slowly, and you're busy fetching fuel because of hunger or whatever. It is not fair. The time has come, we call a spade a spade. Irrespective of how bad the government is or how the government may be, they have their role to play. We also have our role to play as human beings. And then, no matter what happens, there is one thing I must tell you. Whoever destroys in order to succeed will meet destruction at the door of his success. I don't know why people want to loot out the whole monies on earth for generations unborn and unknown, while people are dying in their tens and units. There is something I want to tell you. That million you kept in your bank that is not almost useless as we speak, and yet there are people it would have helped to live and they die eventually. You've succeeded also in killing them. So it is not all about the government. What are we doing ourselves? What are we doing? We have a lot of businessmen who are rich, who are bourgeois, but there are only few men that have singled themselves out to ensure they put smile on faces of people. I think you should be one of them. And that is our talk this morning. Now, I am going to leave you to watch this video clip of Dr. Richard Okoye. And this is a man who has been feeding a lot of people. Even so many persons are now claiming less privileged because they want to be part of his feeding program. Nigeria is not that poor. I thank God that Mr. President said it the other time that Nigeria is not poor. What has dragged us to where we are today? That is 1 million question to ask. Why are we where we are today? It is very difficult. Even as we speak, no matter how hard things are, there are people who cannot go home with up to 30,000 naira as a month's salary. And yet we expect all of us to go to the same market. A bag of rice is about 70,000 naira now. It's about 70,000 naira now. A pint of gari is about 2,000 naira. A pint of gari is about 2,000 naira. A cup of rice now, a pint of rice is also about 6,500. A pint of beans, 4,500 naira. Where do we go from here? I'm sure millions of you out there will be asking the same question as I do here. But there is one thing I want us to note in Dr. Richard Okoye's video clip that you're going to watch any moment from now. I want us to understand that life is not computed by its duration or by its donation. Life is not computed by its duration, but life is rather computed by its donation. It doesn't really matter how long you live on planet Earth here, but what you're able to drop in the footprint of life as legacy, that is what matters. How many persons smile when they hear your name or when they see you? How many of them equally frown when they hear your name or when they see you? It is important in life. If you remember where I mentioned in the Bible, God himself was saying, how can you claim that you love God, whom you do not see, when you cannot do good things to your fellow human beings? What it simply means is that it's not all about going to church. It's not how many times you go to church that matter. It is not the big name bishop or whatever you call yourself or whatever ordination you think you have upon yourself. But how do you relate with people? That is what matters so much. It is important to know that the effective service to God is your relationship with people, and not how much you pack, not how much you have saved, not how much you've looted, and so on. How many persons smile when they see you? Why would we be telling people to lay up their treasures in heaven while you're busy laying your own treasure here? Who fools who? Who is fooling who too? So it is important we look at this clip. I don't know who you are. This is just the beginning of the year. You can have a change of heart. You can also learn how to treat people well and better. I'm sure that will help you. A fellow man like you was weeping and crying when he saw the suffering of the people. He never liked it. He wept, and he has been feeding, spending his personal money. But you have your trillions and millions in the bank, and you do nothing with it. It is a reflection time. It calls for sober reflection. When you remember that you don't own the life you live, you must have to do something better for yourself. Remember, before we go on to watch, life is not computed by its duration, but by its donation. What are you putting in the footprint of life as legacy? Who have you made to smile all through your life? How many persons have you helped all through your life? Is it all about you and your children and family? That is no life at all. Let's watch this video clip.
Why you make us Friend, I never knew it has become this bad in this country. I got to hear only as a Bible story that there happened to be occasion that was famine in the land, and two women agreed to eat their children, to eat their babies one after another. I never knew that such can happen in this country where humans could be in position to eat another for survival. I was broken beholding a scene of an accident where a trailer, a fuel tanker, collided with a 10-seater bus. Unfortunately, nearly all of them died. But some happened to at least be alive and seeking for help. And you know what? People came to the scene of the accident. Why some of them that at least still breathing, seeking for help, people left them in their bodies and went after the fuel that is leaking out from the tank. Everyone got jerrycan and was fetching. And I said, has the humanity in us died? Is there no more humanity in us that someone will be in position to see thee simply because the suffering in the land is already up there? If we say, yes, these people are inhuman, but you know what? Have you ever considered their own lives? Over and over again, it has happened that people were burnt in the course of fetching fuel or fetching diesel from a tanker. At the end of the day, all of them got burnt. They never considered that. Their mindset is that, how will I survive in a time like this? I'm bringing this to our attention. Friend, things are very tough. People are barely surviving. My foundation, Dr. Sebi Life Foundation, feeds less privilege every weekend for the past 4 years in our center. And I discovered recently the number keep on multiplying, that even some of my neighbors are turned to less privilege. And we see people jumping on food. I drove out to go and check out what is happening in the market. When they say the cost of everything is getting on, the budget for it is doubling and tripling, I go to the market. Friend, a small bucket of gari is currently 1,500. It has nothing to do with dollar, but they said that as of 3 months ago, it was 1,000. But just a few months, and they said the dollar. And that's why I want to appeal to everyone, privilege in a time like this, please assist. People are suffering. People are suffering. I can tell you things are very tough. Oh God. People are suffering. I can tell you. I'm very sorry for being so emotional about it. But I'm pleading. Let's stop this. Let's stop it. Where you can help, you help. Please, there's a scripture preached by all, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian. Proverbs 19 verse 17, he that giveth unto the poor, lendeth unto God. But we don't consider that anymore. Everybody wants to be I and I. Please, things are very tough. I want to plead to our government, to our politicians. Yes, you may have access to government fund. You go to the street, you buy off the whole dollar on the street. You go to CBN, you pick up the dollar, you come and sell any amount. A Gary trader who may never have seen even the color of a dollar could tell me that why the thing is expensive, why the thing move from 1,012 to 15 within 3 months is because of dollar. He never saw it. But somebody was sharing that narrative to the detriment of the people. People can go to market, buy something 1 naira today. They go back tomorrow, they buy it 2 naira. They go back again, they buy it 5 naira. No, Nigeria is not this poor. Come on. Nigeria economy is not that bad for our naira to be 1 to over $1,000. No, it's man-made. But I'm pleading, please let there be a change of heart. CBN is within your power. It's within your power. A single electronic policy, I tell you, a single electronic policy will make those dollars useless in the hand of those storing it somewhere now. They use government money, buy off all the dollar at any cost. The businessman does not have even the money to be able to trade, to help people, to employ people, to do something to the betterment of the betterment of the nation. See this to everyone, let's see. If we could touch the heart of people, we will all leave this money one day here or now we go. I tell you, we will. Just one day. Oh God.